So I had the opportunity to talk with a fifth grade teacher through email as Zoom call was not able to work at the time. She sent a few bullet points of things that she does for students that are having problems with math facts. She did mention right away that math facts, as in multiplication and division, should be mastered by third grade, and addition and subtraction should be mastered by second grade. She said there is some students that come into fifth grade that are still not mastering those multiplication and division facts in that fifth grade setting, so she does have some ideas for those students that aren't mastering those. So a few that she told me I took and found some activities, pictures to really introduce what I learned from her. So the first one was math rotations and centers. She really likes this because students can work with others and learn from them. They can learn from each other. Sometimes it's good to use your resources to learn from. So here's some centers that I found that are going to be very useful because first off, they're using things that you'd use in everyday life, possibly. But first, dominoes. Students can take those dominoes. There's going to be two different numbers on each side of the dominoes. And as you can see here, 3 times 2 because there's a 3 and a 2. And they can take those numbers and get the answer to that. The next one is really cool. I can't really zoom in on it very well, but it is it's called a graph paper, and as students learn multiplication, they're going to learn that 2 times 3 is 2 groups of 3 in them. So what the students will learn is when they are building their array skyline, so they're going to be building their own sort of town, and they will take graph paper and cut out that many squares and that many, like 2 times 2, they cut out 2 groups of 3 and post it on there, and that will be their shop, their chocolate shop, let's say. And then another student might do a bigger one, so like 13 times 14 and 13 groups of 14, and they are going to build a construction hotel or something like that, or just a hotel in general. And they're just going to build their own little town using multiplication and using that chart graphing paper, and it's more like real world stuff. They're using that, they're making something from it, and that really helps them process in their brain. So math, rotation, and centers. Mini lessons in one-on-one. She says she likes to do one-on-one with those students that are really struggling. So centers can add into that. Those centers can have one-on-one. She could be a center, so students would go around in their groups of 2 of 4, and she's going to be a center of one-on-one. She could have these students be one-on-one at her table, and they could be doing flashcards, for example. If you look at this one, 3 times 3, there's 3 groups of 3 equals 9. It's a visual, the number visual, and the answer visual. It's very, very good for students to be visual and see how those multiplication and division problems actually work together. Mini lessons can be given at the beginning of centers and rotations, so students can refresh their brains before going in and learning more and mastering their skills. So she says she uses mini lessons and one-on-one work as well. The next one is practice makes perfect. This is quote unquote from Mrs. Mouse, within every lesson we have fact practice, so I believe practice makes perfect, and the more they see it, the more they get it. So her curriculum this year is spiral curriculum. She said that it's the type of curriculum when I give them a problem one week, they're gonna see it for the rest of the year. I'm gonna make sure it's in different things, different learning math practices. It's not gonna be here's 3 times 3 that week and they're never gonna see 3 times 3 again. She said that she loves spiral curriculum because students are seeing it through the whole year and hopefully their whole school year, so they can learn deeper into that math. So she really likes that. And online practice, this year she said they are using this thing called extramath.org. This is a daily practice of math multiplication and division. Students have their own account and they go in and she can see their progress and what they're mastering. It's also quick practice for those who are already mastered their skills, and it moves them on with other skills, Mrs. Mouse says. This could be the most like the kill and drill method from the past. You're just learning. Your brain's always functioning, and she's seeing how they're learning and what they're struggling with and what they're doing good on. So she can bring that into the classroom, bring it into their centers, bring it into her one-on-one mini lesson things. So, as I said, I talked with Mrs. Mouse from Gusner Elementary from Jamestown, North Dakota, and she's a 5th grade teacher, and this is a few things she pointed out to me, and it really helps me as a future teacher see what I can do for those struggling students and help them.